His new reality competition series, The Snake, premiered last night on Fox. New episodes air Tuesdays, 9 Eastern on Fox, the next day on Hulu, which means you can see that right here on Roku. The very funny and talented Jim Jefferies is here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Is that an appropriate introduction?
That was very good.
Thank you,
that
sir.
was very good.
I introduce for a living, in part. And you've got a Dodgers hat on.
I am. Well, I'm a Dodgers supporter. Well, okay, I'll tell you the real reason. I love baseball.
Okay.
Love it. It was the first thing I got into when I moved to America. I'm Australian.
Yes.
Came to America. First thing I wanted to do was watch a Dodgers game. Now, the reason for that is I'm going bald, right?
So well, welcome to the club here.
It's the best sport for balding people. You can wear the hat all the time. I don't think I would have gotten into it if I kept my full head of hair.
That's true. Thinking about it, if you're balding and you're a fan of the NBA, that's a problem.
Yeah, you can't wear an NBA hat all the time. Ridiculous.
Obviously, soccer or football, that's problematic because there's nothing up there either.
No.
Hockey and the NFL. Little weird. You're wearing a helmet walking around.
Exactly.
That's weird. This is far more sociable.
I'm not balding. I'm just a fan.
Should have thought of that a long time
That's
ago.
why I want to move to Nashville. You can go bald in Nashville for years before anyone finds it out. You can wear a cowboy hat, and if you're not wearing a cowboy hat, you can wear a trucker's cap. Yeah. That's the town for the balding man. Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. No taxes and you lose your hair. Fantastic.
Never thought of it that way. Okay, so Dodgers were the first.
I love the Dodgers. The Dodgers are the first sporting team I've ever followed that's won anything. Right, so I grew up watching rugby league in Australia. I followed a team called the North Sydney Bears, who have actually just been put back in the competition now, coming out of Perth, and they've been out of the competition since 1999. So that was my childhood team, the Bears. Then I moved to England. I started supporting Fulham Football Club because I couldn't afford to go see Chelsea because Chelsea was too expensive. I couldn't get in. They didn't want my kind. Yeah. And then when I moved to LA, I couldn't afford the Lakers. Kobe Bryant was playing and all that. I couldn't afford them, so I went and saw the Clippers. And so I support the Clippers. I love the Clips.
Yes.
I love we're going to win with old men. I thought we should have beaten Denver. I think we would have given OKC more of a ride than Denver did, and they took them to 7. So
you're a Clipper fan because it was more economically sound.
Yes, because I'm cheap. Yes, but also back in then we had like Blake Griffin and Chris Paul and Lob City. It was a fun time to be watching the Clippers. It's a fun time to watch him now.
Yeah,
you know, you just watch it. He's quiet playing. Is he injured? How's his knee? I've never cared so much about a man's knee in my entire life.
T.J. Jefferson is a Clipper fan as well over there, so he feels the same way. There he is.
It's good. One day it'll mean more when we win. One day
That's
it'll
what I'm
mean
saying,
more.
Jim.
And Barmer's going to spend the money. He's going to. The arena's amazing, but you don't want to be a criminal and a Clippers fan
because it's facial recognition. You give up all your information.
The Clippers know more about me than my mother did. They know what I eat, when I eat, if I'm early, if I'm late. They know everything about me.
That's why Chris won't go to Clipper games.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I don't like it.
But you're on TV all the time. Or is it just that you have an unrecognizable face? Like you'd go back in and they couldn't pick it up. They'd go, no.
Do they make you take your hat off when you go in there?
They are. It's so creepy. You walk in and also you go get the food and you pick it up. Now, I check my credit card bill after I leave a Clippers game.
Yeah.
It's a roll of the dice, right? Yeah, right? I bought my son a jersey one time and we didn't pay for it, and then I bought him a jacket and they charged me for 2 jackets, right? Wherever you go in. Yeah. It's like it all evens out. It all evens out when you go see the Clips.
Because you put your information into their app, and when you say you don't pay for it, it's just there's no checkout. Like you just take it, and they facially recognize you and charge your card.
I'll tell you the secret. You go in with your 12-year-old.
Yes. He
picks the things off the shelf, and then you never touch anything. That's how you get free merch from the Clippers. It's worked. You get hot dogs, everything.
I've seen it happen.
So you know what? It's kind of fun.
They're down a Norman Powell jersey, I tell you.
You use your kid. You use your kid to get out of paying for stuff at Clipper games. It's basically what you're saying right now.
Yeah. Well, we go in together, and it's like, look, I paid a lot for the Clippers, right?
Yes.
I've sat in the wall. That's a fun experience.
You did do that?
Yeah, only the young should sit in the wall. You don't want to get vertigo in the wall. There's going to be some old person going to tumble down those stairs. You're going to see
it's pretty steep, right?
Oh, it's going to be like the first scene in Indiana Jones, just watching a fat American roll down.
Jim Jefferies here on the Rich Eisen Show.
What's the snake?
I do. Which is the name of his television show. I know why you're laughing over there.
But Jim, how you feel about, speaking of snakes, how you feel about all those toilets at Intuit?
What's that?
How about all the toilets at Intuit, though?
Yeah, the toilet. No, the toilets are fantastic. Speaking of snakes, was that a genital reference or snaking down a pipe to clean it out reference? Was that a plumbing?
I mean,
I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of toilets. The toilets are very nice. Yeah, there's like a toilet for every man in there. It's fantastic.
Oh my God. Jim Jefferies here on the Rich Eisen Show, everybody. I do respect using your child to get something that you want, though.
You're the best dad ever. Well, you've got it written right there.
No, listen, I have earned this right.
Yeah.
Okay, number one. But I'm not beneath attempting what you're doing.
Okay.
Because I once upon a time flew back from a spring break as Michigan, my alma mater, was playing in the national championship game in the NCAA men's tournament. And I was recording the game at home. I wanted nobody on the flight to talk about it.
Sure.
So when you go through sports blackout, you got to really make sure nobody's talking about it, right?
Turn online, go
exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, what if the pilot of the flight home says, hey, I know a lot of people, you might be interested in what's going on, and give the score. I used my kid. I'm like, do you want to go meet the pilots before the flight? They were like 5, they were 6 or something. You want to go see what the pilots are up to in the cockpit? Sure, Dad, let me do it. I'm happy to take you. Went there, got in there, said hello to my kids. And I said,
unplugged the controls so they couldn't get near.
I didn't go that far. I didn't do anything illegal, but I did say to the pilots, like, hey, do me a favor. Now that I'm up here and I got you, like, please do not give the score out. They didn't.
That's the thing with the kids. You teach them the whole time. It's important to be honest. Always tell the truth.
Yes.
Unless you get to the movies and they're 1 year over the children's ticket, and then you go like this. Tell them you're 11. I'm going to save $2.
No, we call it rounding down.
Yeah, you got to do that. Oh, one of my kids is quite short. Oh, it saved me so much money. Oh, the tall one, he's very expensive.
Oh my gosh! So tell me about the snake, Jim Jefferies.
The snake is a Fox reality show. Look, it's in the Argentinian jungle. I was doing another game show in Australia at the time, and then they called me up and they said, Fox wants you to do a game show in Argentina. So I showed up, right, in the jungle. And it's kind of interesting. It's a show about making friends and faking friends. You've seen elements of this show before, whether it be Big Brother or Fear Factor or a Survivor. It's got all those elements. But it's got a fun thing at the end. They don't have an elimination ceremony. They have a saving ceremony. So whoever becomes the snake wins the challenge, becomes a snake. They get to save the first person. Then that person saves a person. Then that person saves a person. That person saves a person until there's 2 people left. And then the snake decides who to save and who goes home. So the difference is most sort of elimination ceremonies, there's a vote, an anonymous vote, majority rules. This one, you just need one person to like you. So it's a social game. You just need one person to save you, but you can't repay the favour. You've got to save another person. So you need a couple of people to go far in the game. But so it's quite interesting in that there's a lot of skullduggery, a lot of people undercutting each other, and a lot of lying going on. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Look. Also, I'll tell you a little fun thing that happened on the show.
Please,
we're
Jim.
in Argentina. I can't speak more highly about the country, but everyone got a parasite, and we had contestants halfway through eating challenges have to go like that because they had to go off and can I say the word? Yes.
You go, no, it's
no,
okay.
They had to go to the toilet very quickly.
They had to vacate?
They had to vacate very quickly. All of a sudden. Parasites. That means there's a worm crawling through your bowel or something. Argentina. I can't speak more highly about the place. Their main meal there is chopped up steak. Everyone goes, have you had the steak in Argentina? Yes, it's the same as all steak around the world. It's cooked on a grill. Very easy to prepare. You have chopped it up on a wooden board and put some frozen chips next to it. Well done, Argentina. That must be why you win the World Cup all the time. You can't hold a country can't hang on a condiment. What about the chimichurri? Well done. You know. So I wasn't a big Argentina guy. We were at the Iguazu Falls. We were next to Paraguay and Brazil, and that area there is the biggest drug smuggling bit in the world.
So does that add to the intrigue of the
I don't know. I was
snake,
too coked up to tell you.
That one caught me, Jim. I'm not going to lie. Didn't see that one coming. Didn't see that one coming.
I wasn't. I've been sober for a long time. I'm a sober fella.
That one got me. So,
I'm the second best dad ever.
Yes, you're placing in this show right now. Two things based off what you just said. Number one, excellent use of skullduggery. We don't have too many guests who use that word.
People don't use the term skullduggery
at all,
as much as they used to.
They kind of went out with, I imagine,
the pirates.
I mean, I was going to go Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was going to go more late 19th century. You know, but I appreciate the use of that. And plus, can we put that photograph of Jim conducting now? What this is the ceremony. What's the name of the ceremony at the end there? What is this?
This is the saving ceremony.
The saving ceremony.
That's the end of the game.
Now you're not really dressed like you're in the jungle. Like you're.
No,
that's a very nice.
It's very sticky.
Suit.
You can see the hair is just holding together. This is the thing about suits, right?
Yeah.
Men don't look better than when they're in a suit, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the day, you tie, all that type of stuff. But if you take a suit out by 2%,
yes,
just billow it up a bit here, the tie slightly off center, you look like a homeless drunk, right? Suits go from handsome to disgusting foul.
You can be walk of shame looking in 2 seconds flat.
Just like that. So I lift my hand up like that, the shirt pulls up, I look like a piece of trash the rest of the day. I wish I was just in a black T-shirt.
Hold on a second. This is a network television show. You don't mean there's no wardrobe on the set of the Snake?
There's wardrobe, but they were off going to the toilet. They had the parasite as well. Everybody had it. I didn't.
That's a problem if wardrobe is out, vacating when and you're just lifting your arm and you need attention, Jim.
Everyone was, but look, it's a good show. If you watch the show, I watched it last night. I had a few friends over.
Okay.
It's a fun watch. There's whoever cast the show did a brilliant job, and I walked out and all the contestants come in crates. Right, like crates. Yeah. It looked like I was P. Diddy at a party. I was trafficking so many people in. Anyway, so they're all in crates around me. Right, and I'm standing on a crate in the middle. You're not going to get fired. It's your show. Anyway, so I'm standing.
I didn't even say the word allegedly. I just let you go.
I'm standing there, and I'm like, "Welcome to the Snake," and they all fold out. And I've got a rodeo rider. I've got an OnlyFans model. I've got a priest. I've got a detective. I've got a cop and a bulletproof. And you seen the show Jury Duty?
Yes.
I love that show, right? Or the show Joe Schmo Show. I thought it was a reality prank show, and I was the mark, and they were all actors. And I thought that for the whole show. I kept on looking around for special cameras and all that type of stuff. It's a genius idea for a show where you get some hopeless comedian to be a host, and then everyone else is an actor.
Jim Jefferies here on the Rich Eisen Show. Son of a carpenter, your current tour, you're heading off to Canada literally as soon as we say goodbye, right?
Yes, I'm going to the airport. You conveniently have your studio next to the airport, which I appreciate.
As I told you before in the green room, we're always thrilled when people consider El Segundo, California a geographically sound spot.
Wonderful. I can go here. I can go see the Clippers.
I'm in
a wonderful location.
I'm right here.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. The speed freeway is what you're going to be driving underneath.
I've got a new special coming out on Netflix pretty soon that I've just recorded. The Son of the Carpenter Tour is my new tour, new material. It's named that because my father is a carpenter, not because I think I'm God. That's a different argument. Just so you know.
Just need to make sure that's a distinction. Yes.
But my father is a carpenter, and so I can call it Son of a Carpenter. But we did have someone come to a show. I swear a lot in my show.
Okay.
And I did have someone come to my first run of this tour. This couple just stood up halfway through the show and went, we were in Tampa, went, "This is disgusting. I can't believe you're allowed to say these." They stormed out of the room, and I thought, this is weird. They thought it was going to be like a one-man show. like
son
about
of a carpenter.
Jesus.
Oh,
They
my
thought that I was going to be like, oh, geez, my mum got inseminated by an angel. What's all that about? Like, and that wasn't the show that they saw.
Not at all.
No, they're very disappointed. Very disappointed.
I think you need to have like a warning label, don't you? Something like that. No, just be Jim Jefferies.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not like a packet of cigarettes. I always used to say that. I used to, my child's done a lot of modelling on the side of cigarette packets.
The next 3 days in Canada, June 27th, Rockford, Illinois, Bristol, Virginia the day after. Got 2 dates in Hawaii. Wow, July 25th
I
to 26th.
always seem to find 2 dates in Hawaii around summertime.
Good idea.
I don't care if anyone shows up. I'm there in Maui just performing.
And then, of course, hopefully a season 2 in Argentina for you. At this moment, podcast as well, wherever you get your podcasts. So I wish you a safe flight. I wish you a speedy trip through security, sir.
Oh, that'll be fine. Look, one time I went through security and I went through the X-ray thing. It's a very quick story. I went through the X-ray thing.
You're the one. I want to make sure you're not late.
I went through the X-ray thing, and then I was like, and they were like, there's something in your pants. And I went, I've emptied all my pockets. And then I remembered that I'd put a tissue in my butt cheeks to clot up a hemorrhoid. Oh, the shame. And you bring out that bloody cloth and they go, that's enough, sir.
Oh, wow.
They let you through. I could have smuggled anything.
Wow.
Past that, but yeah, that was...
That's the way they wave you through, huh?
Yeah, and
Tricks of the trade.
I'm glad I told that story because I'll remember to take it out today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Jefferies, everybody heading off to Canada for his first of 3 days of Son of a Carpenter. Visit jimjefferies.com for tickets. And, of course, every single Tuesday, 9 Eastern on Fox, the next day on Hulu, the new competition series, The Snake. Everybody know that when you watch The Snake, what everybody's saying right now is either right before or after they ran off to the bathroom.
Word.
That's what we call. That's what we call, just like your security gambit, a backstory. Hey now, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you're right.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Thanks for having me, Rich. I appreciate it, man.
At any time. Jim Jefferies here on the program. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.